The story begins in 1997. A radio operator in Mexico hears a strange signal. His friend in the U.S. also picks up the same signal. This is very unusual. The operator wants to find out where he's coming from. He tracks it to a remote place and sees a fire burning. As he gets closer, he finds a fallen meteorite. His dog starts barking at it. Something feels strange. When he steps near and looks inside, bright light and thick smoke come out. He disappears without a trace. Now, the story moves to 2003 in Antarctica. NASA has a research base there. Scientists find something buried deep under the ice. It looks very unusual. They quickly inform NASA. Next, we meet Julian, a university professor. He studies radiation, signal waves and alien communication. Years ago, he researched aliens, but people didn't believe him. Now, he only teaches students. One day, the principal calls him. Strange signals are being received, and NASA needs an expert. Julian is sent to a NASA facility to study them. He starts working and realizes the signals are not from Earth. Many countries are picking them up, but Julian doesn't know this yet. The government and NASA want answers fast. Julian travels to Antarctica. The weather is bad and his plane almost crashes. When he reaches the underground research base, he meets Naila, another scientist. She tells him not to worry about small earthquakes. They are normal. Then, he meets Alexei, the lead scientist. Alexei shows him the object they found in the ice. It is sending out the strange signals. When Julian touches it, he feels a shock and sees scary visions. He is sure the object has some unknown energy inside. Just then, Julian meets Kate, his ex-wife. She is also part of the research team. She takes him to his room. That night, Julian feels weird energy in his hand. He has a nightmare. The object melts the ice and releases something dangerous. He wakes up scared. Naila knocks on his door, telling him it's time for breakfast. After eating, Naila takes him to a greenhouse inside the base. Scientists are growing plants in extreme cold. This is to help future space missions. Later, Julian continues his research. He is sure the signals in the object are linked to aliens, but other scientists laugh at him. NASA has never believed in aliens, so they don't take him seriously. But Julian doesn't give up. He decides to place an antenna near the object to make the signal clearer. Meanwhile, in another part of the world, researchers find old records from 1997. The same signals were detected before. In many places, not just one. They realize Julian must know about this. Back at the base, the object suddenly breaks free from the ice. The ice collapses around it. Now, the object is fully visible. It looks like a rock but feels alive. Some scientists like Michael think it is just a meteorite, but Julian disagrees. Meteorites don't send signals. He keeps working to decode the message, but Michael and others think he is wasting time. Julian has a theory. The object is part of a spaceship. The signals are distress calls. He believes an alien ship is asking for help, but without proof, no one believes him. Julian suggests opening the object to see what's inside. Kate refuses. She warns that it might have a deadly virus. Some scientists ignore her, but she says that if there is an alien inside, humans are not ready for it. It could have dangerous technology. Despite the warnings, the scientists start cutting the object. A piece breaks off. Professor Alexei studies it and makes a shocking discovery. It is not a meteorite. It is made of solid carbon, a man-made element that does not exist naturally on Earth. Later, Naila visits Julian in his room. She is curious about the signal. They try to decode the message. They finally figured out. The message says, "Do not open it." Julian and Naila freeze in fear. They run to the lab to stop the experiment, but they are too late. The object has already been opened. The moment the seal breaks, a bright energy blast shoots out. Many scientists die instantly. An explosion follows, setting the place on fire. Julian and Naila stand in shock, unable to move. They now know the truth. An alien was inside the object. A strange acid-like smoke starts coming out. Anyone who touches it burns up immediately. Meanwhile, American authorities confirmed that the object contained an alien. But there is something even more shocking. They find out that a similar object was discovered back in 1997, also had an alien inside. When a man got too close, he became infected and died. This meant the alien was extremely dangerous to humans. Now that it had entered the facility, all the scientists inside were likely infected. If they escaped, they could spread the infection and endanger the whole world. To stop this, the authorities made a tough decision. They decided to destroy the entire facility. Inside, the scientists panicked when they learned about this plan. They couldn't believe the government was ready to kill them so easily. They were all top scientists who had spent their lives doing important research. Julian and the others desperately searched for a way to escape, but there was a big problem. A terrible storm was raging outside. Flying was impossible, and walking out would mean freezing to death within minutes. They were trapped. In the middle of the chaos, Julian had a grim idea. He suggested that they sacrifice themselves to save the world, but one scientist refused to accept his fate. As they argued, Julian suddenly noticed something terrifying. The alien was missing from the surveillance cameras. It had escaped inside the facility. Julian immediately set out to find it. After searching for a while, he finally spotted the alien hiding in the corner. Moving carefully, he placed his flashlight on the ground to show he wasn't threat. The alien slowly stepped forward and touched Julian's face. At that moment, Julian's mind filled with strange visions. The alien was trying to communicate. It showed him where it came from and how it got here. But before Julian could understand the message, the facility pilot burst in and shot the alien, killing it instantly. Julian was shocked. He had a theory. If the alien had infected them, its death could be dangerous for them too. He believed that while the alien was alive, they were stable, but now that it was dead, they might not survive. The biologists ignored him. They wanted to escape as fast as possible, but Julian insisted that everyone take a blood test before leaving. When the results came in, everyone was shocked. They were already infected. If they stepped outside, they would die instantly. Now, they understood why the alien never attacked them. It had already turned them into its hosts. Realizing the danger, when the scientists changed the facility's codes so no one could leave. Meanwhile, the authorities were only 18 minutes away from launching a missile strike. At the same time, the scientists who refused to accept his fate tried to escape. He tricked the pilot into talking and then ran toward the back exit. As he and a few others passed to the plant fields, something terrifying happened. The plants died instantly when they touched them. Seeing this, the pilot finally understood the truth. They had become as toxic as the alien. If they left, they would destroy everything in their path. The pilot accepted his fate and decided to stay inside, but the desperate scientists got angry. In rage, he shot the pilot and tried to escape on his own. Julian heard about this and rushed to stop him, but was too late. The scientists opened the door and stepped outside. The moment he did, something unexpected happened. The alien energy from the ship had created an invisible barrier around the facility. As soon as the scientist stepped into it, his body disintegrated instantly. Julian realized what was happening. He held his breath and stepped into the energy field. To his surprise, he didn't get hurt. That's when he figured out the secret. If they controlled their breathing, they could survive the alien energy. Julian quickly explained his discovery to the others. Since they had become the alien's hosts, its energy would now protect them. With no other choice, the remaining scientists followed his instructions. Just as the authorities launched their missiles, something incredible happened. The alien energy surrounded them and lifted them into the sky like they were inside a spaceship. The alien energy had saved them as a mysterious spacecraft disappeared into the sky. The movie ended. Thanks for watching.